welcome back for the final time tonight to the major playoffs of the RSCEU Season 6. I cannot wait for this one, Fane. Android have extinguished the first seed Blaze, Musty Flick double tapped over third seed Flip Reset, and then teleported behind the fourth seed Otakus. They have now finally made it to the grand finals of the RSC major playoffs and are looking to out-orchestra the roaring Rhapsody coming from the upper bracket. Are you ready, Fane? Because I'm not sure I'm quite ready for this one.
Grand finals, Victor. Let's go, man. This is, we've been waiting for this all season. A lot of games played. Lots of time has passed. We're finally down to the two best teams in Major. I am absolutely ecstatic for this game. It's going to be a chicken sizzler of a game. And I just think, Android has gotten so far beyond what anybody thought they could do. They came from 12th place in 3 weeks to 5th place and are now in playoffs, now in the grand finals, going through the losers bracket. It's going to be a hell of a game, honestly. Rhapsody looking at top form, Android looking at top form, two top major teams. Let's do this, man.
I mean, like I said, I'm not ready. I'm in no way ready to see. Like, I want to feel like I'm ready. I want to be ready for this. I know I need to be ready for this. This is the best of 7 matchup. I mean, at the very minimum, 4 games are going to need to be played. But just looking at the way Android's coming into this, they are searing hot. The Cinderella story is just going insane at the moment. I mean, they're looking for their glass shoe, I believe, was the story behind Cinderella. And they're on their way. They're finding it right now. They've got a whole team of investigators on the lookout for it, but Rhapsody are looking themselves to take them down right here. They want to avoid that bracket reset at all costs because it will be a very, very long battle of attrition if they have to go through 2 best of 7 series. It'll be horrible for our vocal cords, Fane, and it will be horrible for the players as well.
Yeah, most certainly. It'll be a long streaming. If you could just explain a bracket reset again real quick, Victor, that would not only help the fans, but help me to understand exactly what that means.
Okay, so a bracket reset only applies to the team coming from the lower bracket, which is Android 16. They will have to win 2 best of 7s. That is at a minimum 8 games, and that's only if they do it on the bounce, if they sweep both series. But if Rhapsody managed to take it in the first best of 7, there's no bracket reset. They've earned that coming from the upper bracket, from the upper final, beating out, I believe that was Otaku's. They pushed down to the lower bracket. And that is the big difference. It depends on whether or not they can do this in one shot, or they'll have to do it twice against a terrifying Android-looking side. And it feels as though both of these teams are ready. They're completely warmed up. Android a little bit more warmed up because they played a bit more recently than Rhapsody, but I still think that this could go the distance. I mean, I want a Game 7. I don't want a bracket reset as much as it would be content. It would be just absolute scenes for this entire thing. It's 3rd versus 6th in the major playoffs. I'm probably going to say it for the last time tonight. Major is completely unpredictable. We've proven that now. It is done and dusted. I don't know if anybody still has a prediction bracket that could possibly even be anywhere near correct. I don't think anyone has Otakus versus Android in the grand final. But we're looking at it. That's what we're staring at right now, straight down the barrel. And it's honestly scary to me at this point. I love to see it. I love to see that any team can possibly make their way through the playoffs. All the way down in the lower bracket. Android didn't even touch the upper side of the bracket. And that just shows to me that they're playing as though they have nothing to lose. They put everything on the line, they leave everything out on the field, and it's working wonders for them right now.
Yeah, and you have to think as well that Android has been playing, what is it now, 4 series? Is that right? 4 series now? Back to back to back? 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th. So if they, I mean, that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games to be playing. And, that's rough. That's really rough as a player, to be playing so long and at top form. I mean, this is the top teams. So I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like you said, 4 series all the way through the lower bracket. Rhapsody have only had to play 2. That is the advantage of going through the upper bracket. They've played exactly half as much as Android have, and it could be an issue that they aren't as ready for this best of 7 series. They haven't played as much, but it could flip the other way, and that Android could be quite tired at this point that they've had to slog through this series. I mean, they took them all in convincing fashion. They 3-1 Blaze in the lower bracket, something that absolutely no one expected. We thought Blaze were going to go a lot further in this, being the first seed. They earned that in league play, but they went down in a Blaze, as it were, in that very early on in the playoffs, and then they took Flip Reset to the Cleaners. They swept them very, very handily. I don't remember exactly what the individual game scores were. I'm not sure how close those games were. It could have been that they were neck and neck through the entire thing, but a sweep is a sweep. And of course, they beat the Otakus 3-1 as well. So it could go either way, but just looking at that, Android played so much more. They are ready for this, and they have kicked off now as it started between Rhapsody and Android 16 in the grand final, a best of 7. And we've kicked off with the first game.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this chicken sizzler of a match we're going to have here. Grand finals, boys. Let's go. It seems as if Overture is on the defense at the start. We see Android just a lot of pressure keeping that midfield. Badger trying to get this one out to Kevin in the middle, who almost gets a shot off, just off target. Lion Rawless, the star of Overture and of the major, I would say, the whole major. Stats-wise, he's been on top.
Absolutely, he is the talisman of Rhapsody and the entire major tier. You could say he was the major player of the season. I've already mentioned it once before in the last series. I cast it over him, but it needs to be mentioned all the time because it is such a big factor. It's something that can intimidate your opponent mentally as well as directly on the field. Makes you think, oh, this guy's pretty good, we've got to be careful of him. But Android don't give a damn. They will be playing their hearts out of as they have the entire playoff series. And we'll see if they can manage to take down a Rhapsody side that are fighting just as hard as they are in a best of 7 series that could go either way. I'm looking forward to this one. I really am. As Lion tries to take this off of Badger, but it's straight back to the corner. Kevin gets it past the second to Sky, puts it across to Virtue. That's on target. A beautiful passing play to start this one off between 2 Rhapsody players. That was fantastic, One Fane.
What an amazing chicken sizzler shot from Virtue there off the sidewall. What an angle. What an absolute monster angle.
A monster angle indeed, as Virtue and Sky link up for the deadlock, but this one goes in. Virtue backflips off the back wall. He expected a teammate to be there to cover this, but a quick kickoff goal for Android brings this one back in. A little light tap from Kebabs, a mistake, an unfortunate mistake from Virtue means this one just bounces in, and we're back to a tie game, 1-1.
Yeah, very unfortunate from Virtue there, the backflip. It happens, you know, it happens to everybody. It's Rocket League.
Mistakes will be made.
Yep, that is the truth. Sky gonna try to take it off the side. He's not quite able to. Kebabs with an ultra dunk on Virtue there. Able to get the demo as well. Gonna pass it out to mid. Kevin's way. He just does it himself.
Who is this man? He is vicious. He puts it over the 2 Rhapsody attackers and then just goes and kills the last man. Does it all himself off the backboard. I believe that is called a Doomsday dish. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he did not need his team at all to finish that one off. He's already got 2 goals in this series. I do not expect that to be his last. He's such a impact player on this team.
Yeah,
Rhapsody. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. He literally just carried that team on his back. I mean, he dunks one, he demos another, and then scores it himself off the sidewall with a Doomsday dish. Great play there from Kebabs.
The passing plays between Android, that one didn't quite find its target, but the more chances, more opportunities are great of those, more and more likely they are to score as Badger and Kevin both go for this, but that confused the defense, which gave Kebabs an opportunity, which was just cleared out the way. 3 defenders that had to go through, and it couldn't get through any, but another shot from Kevin between him and Badger. The Android defense, as strong as it ever has been, is showing more and more of what they were capable of doing in the last 3 or 4 series even. My mistake. And another one from Badger here. Gets a flip reset. Probably could have just left that one rolling into the net. He kind of took that away from the goal line. But it doesn't matter. They have all the pressure and all the possession right now. Rhapsody can't even get out of their own half.
They really can't. They're holding that midfield down so well, the Android side. So many shots already coming out. We already have 9 shots on the Android side compared to Overture's 2. And in my opinion, Android has full control of this game so far.
I mean, just hearing that stat frankly amazes me that it's only a 1-goal game. Either Overture have been doing extremely well on the defense. They do have 4 saves to their name already at the moment, or Android's accuracy isn't quite there, but a shot across the bow from Sky ties this one up. A gap in the Android defense opens up. A great 50 from Virtue to force Kevin into the quick play. Can't quite get to another as Kebabs is left stranded on the wrong side of the goal line. And a great way to tie this one up with about a minute left to go.
Yeah, both these teams in it, minute left, and I mean you got to give it to both of these teams. They have made it to grand finals. You can't count anybody out at this point, and both teams playing very well.
I think we're seeing 2 sides of the same coin here. Fane as another passing play comes out from Rhapsody. Only 4 shots for Overture, and I think that's 10 for Android. 2 very different kinds of offenses, but both have been effective so far. A 2-2 game. Kevin misses off the side wall, but there's no follow-up from Rhapsody, so mistake made and mistake unmade, I suppose you could say. Badger takes this. There's a passing option to left, but decides to go over Virtue. Manages to do so, but Lion is there. Kicks it straight back to Kevin himself. The back board. If Lion misses, he doesn't. As he clears this one back across, Kebabs takes his time. Takes to the back. To the sidewall, managed to get the boost and the 50 off of that play, but it seems a bit scrappy right now in the last 30 seconds. Now the team wants to throw everything into the offense and make that crucial mistake, but it's going up the field here. Kevin off the backboard. Sky doesn't get the touch, and Kebabs didn't commit. He expected the touch from the backboard, but Sky's up the field. He goes for the free shot. Badger misses, and he's off the goal line as we have overtime in game 1.
Oh my gosh, what a last few seconds there. I'm glad this is going into overtime though, as both these teams could have scored there, and it just being so close. Badger has a chance, gets it off the top post. Kebabs might have this one. He puts it over to Badger though, puts it off to the side. Lots of back and forth here it seems, just playing left side to right side of the field.
The offense from Android is terrifying as another one comes here between Kebabs and Badger. A chicken sizzler of a play from those 2 players, doing even more of what they're capable of. Lion was not able to stop the aerial play, and that left his 3rd-man defender in no man's land as Android take game 1 in a very, very close overtime.
Yeah, chicken sizzler of a shot indeed, and that is absolutely a great start of this series. You know, we could have a lot of Rocket League played here with that bracket reset. So, I mean, this to start us out is just amazing, Becca. I'm so excited for both these teams. And this is really high-level gameplay coming out from both these sides. You know, my major team went up and played an Elite for a while, and I think both these teams could have done the same. So, a lot of great players. I think Kebabs, Badger, and Kevin are around 1,700, which is above major for sure. I mean, that's not. There's some elite players that are not 1,700. So, and the same for. I mean, Lion Rawless has just been unstoppable the entire season, absolutely killing it. Sky's the same. Virtue's the same. I think this is, you know, we're starting to not be in major anymore and be in lower elite.
Oh, absolutely. All of these players playing out of their skin. Either of them could have easily taken this first game. We still do have, at the very least, 3 more left to go. And I hope they end quickly, Fane, because I feel like I need to pace myself. My voice is already falling apart just after that very first game. I don't know how Hop does it. It's unbelievable to keep up this amount of hype. He manages to do so, and I'm going to have to somehow find a way to do so in this best of 7 series. It could go the distance. We'll have to see. Just based on that first game, I'm expecting it to. If Rhapsody can manage to do what they did in the first game, just a little bit more to beat out Android, but they're looking unstoppable at the moment.
They most certainly are. And Hopex gave me a trade secret actually about how he keeps that hype, and it's pretty much
Yeah.
just chicken sizzler flavored G Fuel. That's all he takes. Doesn't even eat anymore.
Doesn't even eat anymore. Liquid is all he requires. The only fuel that he needs. The sky goes up. He needed a little bit more fuel in the tank. Had no boost to control that play. Get something a little bit more out of it. His backboard defense from Android has matched it. Lion trying to go for something special. He goes for the bump on the third man, but doesn't quite manage to get it. Kevin with a great 50, but it is still in the Android corner. Another demo from Virtue goes on to Badger. Free shot for Lion is up. 2 defenders are up. They managed to clear it out. And that seems to be the way past the Android defense. Just completely get rid of them and find a way through the midfield. A direct shot is sometimes all it takes. If they could shore up that midfield play a little bit more, control those counters, then they could easily find a way through if they read those double commits. But we'll have to see if Rhapsody can recognize that as they get a few more demos here.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of Android's play style, right? Is those demo plays, those disruption plays, taking the boost, and if you're able to match that, you can most certainly score on them. The hard part is not throwing your rotations out of whack and doing so.
You have to have a lot of trust in your third man, but Rhapsody don't seem to look like they have a lot of trust right now. As double commits on the defense in succession there. As Badger goes up, he has a free touch. He decides to leave it for Kebabs. He goes for a straight shot. It's off the crossbar. It bounces onto Virtue's hood and rolls to the left side. A bit of a fortune for him, but this is still pressure on for the Rhapsody defense as they try to hang on in front of this Android attack, and it's just completely stifling. Like there's nothing they can do once they get that pressure settled in. The best they can do is hope for an amazing air dribble like we saw from Virtue there back across the field, but that's only if they have enough boost to get there. As Android are constantly looking to get some more. As Kevin goes for the 1v1, fakes out Lion going for the high shot, forces him to jump. A great pass down from Badger too, and they finally take the lead in this game too.
Yeah, and a great 1v1 against with Kevin there. Just going underneath the defender there. Sometimes that's all it takes. Hit it right at him, but underneath him.
Yeah, it's the threat of the play. You don't know whether they're going to go for a high shot, and if you don't jump early, you simply don't have time to react. The closer they get, every single inch is more threat. And Kevin recognized that. He knew. And he beat out even Lion Rawless, one of the best defenders in the major tier. Sky gets this past Kevin, the first man. Badger takes control. Sky tries to 50 this out, but he just gets it pinched to him. He's going off the ceiling. It's off the backboard. Lion is there, but so is Kebabs. 2 defenders go up. Virtue can't quite control this. He's put in an awkward position between Kevin and Kebabs. But still, great defense from him. Great midfield play, trying to keep this one out of their midst. A free shot from Sky goes wanting, but Lion is also going to miss just off the right-hand side. He'd beaten all the defenders, but crucially cannot beat the goalpost.
And you really see Lion Rawless here. He's flying around this pitch, keeping up with Android right now. It's really bringing the best out of both of these teams at the moment. Just these play styles, both going back and forth. As Kebabs might have a chance here. Lion Rawless able to clear that one. Says, no, you're not beating me this time, Kebabs. Could be open, though. No third there for Overture. Badger gets a demo. Virtue gets a clutch clear there. He needed that one.
It's interesting that you mentioned, Fane. You specifically said Lion managing to keep up with this Android offense. I mean, that's Major Player of the Season right there. He is, by the definition, the best player in Major. I mean, we can argue about it back and forth till the cows come home, but based on stats, based on overall performance throughout league play, consistency of his play, best player in the tier. Just about managing to keep up with Android. They haven't quite found a way to beat them just yet. They've scored against them. They can do it. They've proven it. But they're going to have to prove it one more time.
They most certainly can do it. 30 seconds. It's boiling down. They need to score at this point. But yeah, Lion Rawless. When you're top of the stats, you can't sit there and deny stats. Stats are stats, and so.
But stats don't lie as much as an unfortunate mistake from Lion. We've been playing him up the entire major playoffs, but he makes a crucial mistake here to give Android a 2-goal cushion. And that you just hate to see that kind of thing happen. I mean, the pressure can definitely get to you in a grand final situation. That's pretty much all but done it for Android in game 2. They try to get a third here. Kebab's off the bat ball, but Sky clears it out. Kevin doesn't get the greatest touch, but all he has to do is kill time, control this ball until the 0-second timer. They go for another shot. Sky keeps it alive, but this one is over. Android and Kebabs are going to take game 2 in a rather convincing fashion. I mean, the defense was still quite good from Rhapsody despite going down 2-0. It was just that unfortunate mistake that they made at the end. They still couldn't break the deadlock, however, and I think the offense is their major area for improvement right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Lion Rollis, that quote unquote own goal, that's just unfortunate, and those things happen. He was in the right spot. Unfortunate misclick there. But yeah, Overture as a whole, I mean, there's still so many games to be played. It's not like they're out of this by any means. And I think they're doing well against this Android side. This Android side has been sweeping everybody, has been absolutely destroying. And I wouldn't say they're completely levels above Overture. Overture is completely hanging with them. The offense needs to get it in gear a little bit, but that defense, they have a great defense going. As we talk about defense, Android has 6 saves compared to Overture's 3. And Android had then 6 shots compared to Overture's 8 that game. So Rhapsody coming out with some more shots, and it kind of seemed like the roles had changed a little bit.
I mean, breaking down the last game a little bit more, there were plenty of disruption plays for Rhapsody. Some demos and bumps in the backfield, but just the timing was off. They weren't coordinated. They were doing it almost as an afterthought rather than a concerted effort between all 3 players on the team, and that's exactly what you need. You need coordination, communication, and perfect timing in order for that kind of playstyle to work, as the Android 16 rotation is just too well oiled to affect them that much. When they get demoed out like that, they trust each other almost implicitly on the back line. See very few double commits coming out from Android, as nearly as much as you do from Rhapsody, and that could be the difference maker in this series. They're already 2-0 up. This is another one from Kebabs. It's basically a free shot, as Rhapsody completely taken out of their comfort zone here.
Yeah, and a little bit of miscommunication there from Lion Rollis and Sky, and Kebab's able to take that chicken sizzler of a shot, and it's really unfortunate because you have to have good comms there to know who's going to go. There's always that middle ground of who's third, who's second, who's going to be going for this one. And Android, they're fast, man. Android is crazy fast to the ball, and they're always in your face. It's really hard as a defense to break out of your own half and not let shots in.
It's hard to tell without being in the room just exactly how comms are going. At this point, it seems almost instinctive how Android seem to rotate around one another and be in the right positions, know when they need to commit, just like Badger did there. He knew Kebabs was in an awkward place, so he pushed for the ball. He completely trusts his teammate, but he also knows that he needs help. And their efficacy when they go for those kinds of plays is so well refined, as they go for another shot here, only just saved by virtue. Kevin with the win on the 50. There's no one in the midfield to follow it up, but Kebabs recognized that he wasn't going to get a pass out to the mid. Badger's up. He's going to beat Sky. It's going to be a shot to the left-hand side as Kebabs can't follow up. Great play from Virtue. Opportunity here, but he's demoed out. Can Sky get the shot on target? Just saved off the line by Kevin, keeping the lead in Game 3. And that is how you play on the counter. It is just so well played from Android. You really can't see a way through for Rhapsody at the moment.
How in the world did Kevin get back for that? Like, for real. He challenged in midfield, right? He missed the boost in midfield and still was able to get back in time in a 2v1 situation. That was absolutely amazing defense there from Kevin.
You said you can't believe just how fast Android are, how they always seem to be everywhere at once. It's mainly about efficiency, about keeping your momentum, managing your boost, just so that you get into positions where, like, knowing when to cut, when to turn, when to go for the ball. Kevin going up here, knowing that Badger is in an awkward position, that he has to backflip. If they don't communicate that to each other, they can't be there quickly enough, and it looks like they're fast as hell, but it's just because they're always in the right place at the right time. They know when they need to be, and they tell each other everything from the looks of it. We can't prove that, but we can anticipate it as Kabaz goes up for a backboard read, looking for a double tap there, but it didn't quite work out. As the Rhapsody defense is going into overdrive, trying its very, very best to stop this offense, but it's terrifying. I mean, Kabaz going up for that, that's just a threat. You don't even know if he's going to get a touch, but you just assume that he is.
That's so true. That's exactly what I wanted to say. It's like most people, when they go up for something like that, you wouldn't think that they're gonna have it. Kebabs, you're afraid that that's a goal.
Kevin takes control, gets demoed out. This could be a chance for Rhapsody as Sky is up. He has a bit of boost. He's trying to get it over Kabaz, but he doesn't manage to do so. You're going to need something better than that, son, going against one of the best players we've seen in the major playoffs so far tonight. And I mean, it's almost like they get one save and that's it. They're straight back up the field, and they don't have to make another save for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It seems to increase every single time they go back up the field. Rhapsody cannot find any sustained pressure at the moment. Their counters aren't working nearly as well as they hoped against such a strong offense. That seems to be the only way to get through them, is going for those counters when they don't expect it. But they've always been in place. Kevin gets demoed here. A little bit of luck on the RNG spawning on the right side, but it's not luck that's kept them in the lead this far.
No, most certainly not. The thing is, Rhapsody is looking great. You know, their defense holding against this Android side, they're doing a great job. They just need to find an offense. They need to figure out a way to score. They're doing a great job of not getting, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 in the score total, which it totally could be. They just need to find a way to score at this point.
Rolling towards the net, a great 50 from Kevin. Didn't quite increase the lead. There is still a chance for Rhapsody, but they're at the wrong side of the field, low on boost as Kevin goes up, beats him out. Badger's there for the follow-up. This is probably 2-0. It is, as he takes control and dribbles this into the back of the net. He just walks it in, as once again, Android likely taking game 2. A late goal late on into the game pretty much seals this one. And we keep saying the same things, that Rhapsody needs to be a bit more patient. They need to control the midfield especially. They're losing the aerial battle at the moment quite handily as Lion tries to go for the shot. Virtue is on the back ball, but it doesn't matter at this point. No goal will matter for the result of this game 3. But Android are on match point. They could very, very easily at this point get a bracket reset in a best of 7.
And good on them. I mean, if this was a best of 5, this was the rest of the other games that we just watched. Android just won and they went through. So what do you think Rhapsody, I mean, how do you think they're feeling at this point? They probably are at a, they're knowing that they have more games to play and it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it's a big deal when you're not able to score, right?
I mean, I feel like it must have affected them, Lion making that mistake in the last game. Seeing the best player on that team make a mistake such as that can be so demoralizing, especially for the player in question, thinking that you've been playing so well all season and now you're falling apart right at the very end when it matters the most, and you just think, is this going to be it? And you say that. Of course, there are more games for them to play. They're going to have to go through, at the very least, another best of 7 if Android managed to take this one in 4. But I don't think that should be the mentality. I think they should think every single game is the last one. You're always fighting for match point. And I think once you do that, that kind of seeps into your mentality. You think, oh my god, this is the last time that we might be playing in the league this season. You want to fight for it. You dig deep. And it can be the difference between a win and a loss, whether or not you make those kinds of plays that are necessary to win a game and then eventually win a series. And if you think like that every single game, that it's the last one you could potentially play, then it just makes you play differently, at least in my experience. And I think that's what Rhapsody's been missing. They're playing a little bit too casually right now, a little bit too passive. I think they need to take the game to Android, and then they'll finally manage to find a way through them.
Yeah, certainly getting those passing plays in. I think they need to get some more disruption plays. That definitely worked. They were able to get some pressure when they were getting those disruption plays going. I think going in that direction is what they need to do, but it's completely, you're 100% right. If you take every game as it's going to be your last, you're obviously going to be playing better. And I think at this point, Rhapsody is going to have to do a big change to do something against Android, because they're going to need some kind of momentum. All right, and as we see it, we have I don't know how to say that. Yasmanier.
Ismania, I think.
Yasmanier, that's a chicken sizzler of a name. So Yasmanier is going to be subbing in now on Rhapsody's side, hopefully making the change that they want to see.
That could be the difference. Subbing out the actual sub Sky, who was subbed in their last series against the Otakus, and ended up being quite a good player for them, quite a defensive rock in that series. They'll be hoping for him to do. They'll be hoping for Ismania to fill that role as he comes in here. Maybe to stock up on the offense. Maybe he's a bit more of an offensive player, pushing up the midfield, being that confident third man. But a shot here, early shot from Kebabs, another one from Kevin, as both of them missed the target. As Badger tries to keep this offense alive, but Virtue beats him out. Not as much pressure. Pass infield from Lion to Ismania. Kind of throws possession away though. Kevin straight back up the field. And they might need to take a little bit of time to get used to one another again. They haven't played together for a little bit.
Yeah, and I think it was a smart decision of them to do that change now. You know, they still have another best of 7 if Android wins. They still have, possibly 4 more games here to turn things around for this series alone. So doing that change now is definitely the best decision, and not when you're in those clutch moments of you have to win.
I mean, saying that, they do have to win, or it will be going to another best of 7 bracket reset. They're on a match point right now. 4 on the bounce will be needed to do this in 1. As Lion takes control, he gets both corner boosts, both midfield boosts, and the corner boost as well. He's going all the way around the field, trying to steal all the boosts that Android wants to use, and it looks like it's effective right now, as Virtue tries to get this across the mid. A little bit of lack of control from Rhapsody, opens this one up. It's another play from Android going up the field. Cabals gets bumped out, so he can't rotate quickly enough. Kevin tries to get something off the play. Gets another great 50 into the midfield. The second man was demoed, and that gives Ismania a chance to put this across, but Kebabs to the backboard. Virtue with a good touch, but again, throwing away possession up the field. They need to be a bit more calculated, a bit more considered with how they handle the ball, especially against such a dangerous side as Android going on the counter. But they just seem to be throwing stuff away.
They are throwing it away, but at the same time, they are challenging balls a lot faster. Yasmanier is a great addition to this team, I feel like, because he is very attack heavy. There's a lot of aspects that were missing before that Yasmanier is bringing to this team. As a close one there, as Kevin just almost gets the shot, but it's just not going to go in. Virtue going to take this one off the side, going to pop it up for Lion Rawless. Might get a double tap here, but Kevin's just going to sniff it out. Badger up. Gets a good clear. Virtue up. Now he's going to have to get this. Controls it easy.
Don't expect to see that much control from a Merc, to be honest. But Virtue managed to do it. Ismania to the corner. It's free for Kebabs to get a touch, but he gets 50'd out. Ismania with a slight touch messes up Badger's rotation, but he managed to get something off of it. It's Kevin with another to the backboard, but the backboard defense from Rhapsody has been there quite well in this game. They have already 4 saves to their name. A demo on Kebabs opens up the midfield a little bit. Lion throws it to the right side for Kevin to deal with it. 50 to the ceiling. Gets back across. This is just back and forth stuff, but Kebabs almost didn't read this, as that was a great shot from Lion across the field. Another one from Virtue is off target. Kebabs still has to deal with it to the corner. Lion beats out one, gets demoed for it. Ismania's there, but Kevin just about managed to follow it up. It's scrambling defense from Android right now. They're not looking nearly as steady as they have been in the last 3 games of this series. Virtue gets it back across the midfield, but it's straight to Kevin, who goes back up to Badger, trying to get some offense started from his own half of the field, but it's not quite working out at the moment. The same avenues of attack that Android relied upon in the last 3 games seem to have closed up a little going into this one. This minute beats out Kevin, but it's still in midfield. He gets a touch. He managed to get the boost as well. He has a passing option inside. He managed to get past one, tries to get it past another, but Virtue, good patience from him, reads this. Kebabs with the follow-up, doesn't beat out Lion. This stays 0-0 with about 40 seconds left to go. It's looking a lot different to the last game, but still the pressure mostly from Android. We haven't seen much offense from Rhapsody. It could be that one goal that breaks the deadlock. That one little mistake is a mistake from Virtue here, straight out to Badger, but luckily Lion was in the right place. Another shot from Kevin opens this up. It's been up time and space, gets it over Kebabs. Managed to control it a little more, gets it past Badger, has boost, he's going up to the back wall. Kevin is not there in time, he gets it past one, Lion's there, but Kebabs pulls it up first. Beats him out, the best opportunity for Rhapsody to take the lead there. A pinch to the crossbar, almost puts this one in, but it's looking like overtime as we go up the field from Kevin, but Virtue's right there. Could this be in? Could they get this one?
Let's keep it up. Kebabs in the corner. You have to give it to Yasminir. He's putting fire back into Rhapsody right now.
Overtime. Game 4. If Android hit this one, they will push themselves into a bracket reset. They will have to go through another best of 7. Yasminir is not up in time. Does not expect the pace of the shot. They take a 4-0 sweep over their Rhapsody rivals. A sizzling shot from Badger there. Crushes straight through the defense. We are going into a bracket reset in quite a comfortable fashion for Android.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what it means to get a bracket reset? So not only has Android come from the entire losing bracket, right? They've played more games than anybody else in this entire playoffs. They are now in a bracket reset for the final series of this finals. Even if they lose it, it's astonishing that they've come here. My camera is still messing up. Sorry, guys. It's astonishing, absolutely astonishing that they've gotten this far.
You call it the losing bracket fame, but Android have been doing the complete opposite of that all night. They don't even know what the word losing means anymore. It has lost all flavor for them. All they care about is winning, and it's all they've been doing this entire series. Won every single game. I mean, they've been quite close. The last one was only 2-0, and this one was only 1-0, but it's enough. It doesn't really matter to them. They don't care how they get it. Just that they get it, and they're going to have to do it one more time as the server goes down for maintenance. It can't even handle what's happening right now, Fane, as we're going to have to... I mean, I think this one's been going for quite a while. We have had 4 games on the bounce. Gone through that one, so I think it needs a break as well, as we're going to take just maybe a 1 or 2 minute break here to get that all set up. And I mean, just going off of that, Android won pretty comfortably a 4-0 sweep. Do you think they can do it again, or do you think Rhapsody is going to take this as a bit of a tactical timeout, figure out what's going wrong, and bounce back in this series?
I mean, Android has just been so dominant. I think Yasminir really put some life back into him. But Android is just on fire. I mean, Android has an answer to everything. They're faster. They're controlling the midfield. They're controlling the boost. They're demoing. They're passing midfield. Android just looks like a complete team right now. And it looks like Rhapsody's trying to play up to Android's level and not at Android's level. And I don't know that it could be biased or not, but Android is just looking amazing at this point. I saw some people in chat. They said they didn't want me to say chicken sizzler anymore, but it's important for you guys to know what a chicken sizzler is and how important it is. So
they can't control you, Fane. Say whatever you like. Whatever comes out of your mouth is golden. And to be honest, I wouldn't fault you for having a bit of bias now. I mean, I'm certainly biased towards Android at this point. They're playing out of their skin, and I just can't wait to see how far they can go here. I mean, they've come all this way. they're fighting through another best of 7 series. I'm not sure if they can manage to do it again. Another 4-0 as we see Sky come in to replace Ismanir, which is a bit of an odd one, as we noted throughout the last game that he was basically the catalyst for them. He controlled the ball a lot more in midfield and on offense, and I feel like sticking with him would have been the better decision to see if they could have broken the deadlock, broken the duck, and got a goal or two across Android. There's a shot here from Sky off the ceiling. They finally get one back, and could this be the start of something great for Rhapsody?
What in the world just happened? I want to know why they're still in Mercs. First of all, that's like the biggest question. Why are they still in Mercs? And the second question is to bring back Sky. And the third question is, what in the world just happened there with a great bump from Lion Rollis and a shot from Sky off the ceiling? Good all around. Except for the Mercs.
I think the Mercs give them power, Fane. Not quite enough, though, as a demo from Kebabs on the backboard. And then a basically free goal for Badger. Takes Lion out of this. Hashtag Merc Gang, as Virtue has in his name there. That may be the difference. It has given them a goal after going 3 games without one.
Yeah, quick scoring right off the bat from both these teams. Sorry to cut you off there, but just, this game seems a little bit different, just how fast these two teams have scored against each other as opposed to the other series. So really starting this one off quickly.
It may be an intimidation tactic at this point, Fane. I think they're trying everything that they can to beat this Android side. Why are they playing Mercs? That's the question that's on their mind.
They're all 3 Mercs.
Yeah,
like
Merc
all
gang.
3. Yeah, nobody does a Merc gang, bro. not in the final series of the playoffs.
The pure disrespect from Rhapsody. But that may be just what they need. Is a great passing play between Virtue and Lion. Leaves this open. Kevin did not read this whatsoever. They retake the lead as Badger tries his best to get that one off. Kevin power slid, expecting this one to go to the corner. But a fantastic read from Virtue off the pass from Lion. Gives them the lead once again. I think we have a series on our hand, Fane.
We have a series, and I think I'm going to change my car to be in a Merc. I want to be a part of the Merc gang.
No one does Merc Gang better than Rhapsody right now, but a miss from Virtue off the backboard. A free shot for Kevin. This is off the goal line from Lion, straight to the ceiling. Badger has a free shot. This guy can't get there, but he does manage to do so. Doesn't get a second touch here, but neither does Kevin. Kills this offense. Kebab's up to Kevin. He almost puts it straight back down, but Lion was there. I think he would have read it as Sky commits to this. He's off the backboard, gets it away from Kebabs. He's trying to get another touch. He gets one over on Kevin. Stops that offense dead in its track. As they try to get something more, but it's just falling off the backboard. They don't overcommit. That's good from them. They have the lead. They do not need to throw everything into this. I think they'll just be happy to hold on to what they've got at this point. But that's a scary proposition against Android.
Yeah, I mean, Android is just always scary. On their offense is just always looking to score. But you have to say that Rhapsody, they are looking different. They look better in this last series.
It's the Merc, man.
It is the Merc. It must be a Merc gang thing. I don't know.
We're all hashtag Merc Gang now. As Kevin's off the ceiling, double commit from Rhapsody, but it went to the left side of the field to get it away from every single Android player. Lion with a good touch here, straight back to Kebabs. However, Virtue's going off the backboard. He has to get a touch. He managed to do so. It's across the field. This guy cannot get a shot on target. Misses this, but it's awkward for Badger, who didn't expect that. Kevin off the backboard, straight across the Virtues, off the ceiling. Kebabs with the demo, hunting down the last man. He doesn't get the touch, and Lion just about manages to keep this out of the net and keep the lead. As this is back and forth stuff between these two major tier teams. And I think they're just trying to kill each other at this point.
Yeah, they're both playing the same game, attack ball as quickly as possible and clear a path. That's the 2 goals right now, and they're doing a great job of it. This is the closest series I think we've seen so far. Both teams looking good. I mean, score-wise, they've been close, but... What?
How does this... What just happened? Okay, so Kebabs is on, what's that, 42 boost. He's turned left. He's gone to the wrong side. He expected Kevin to be there. He looked back. He turned ball cam off, and he saw disappointment as neither of the players on the Android defense expected one another not to be saving this one. They take a 2-goal lead. This is very, very big for Rhapsody. I think it is actually the first lead that they've had in the entire series throughout that entire first best of 7, and now in this game 1, in the second best of 7, the bracket reset. They are taking the reins. They are taking control, and it's all thanks to the Merc. I'm calling it.
It is. That and Chicken Sizzler. I think Chicken Sizzler and Merc Gang is the two ways to go.
Is there a topper or something like that? The Chicken Sizzler? Yeah, we need that because that's the ultimate power.
Do. And a Chicken Sizzler. What is it called again? That goes in your car? Decal. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna quite get the all clear for that one, Fane.
All right.
But
at least some wheels. Chicken Sizzler wrap or something wheels.
Trying to get the all clear over Android. They're taking apart this machine. It's not as well oiled. It's losing a bit of life right now, as they've lost a game 1 in this second best of 7.
So there's two ways to look at it, right? There's there was 5 games played and Android won 4 of them, or that there's a whole new series now, and Rhapsody is showing up to the second series, and now Android has something to worry about. There's 2 ways to look at it, but the Merc Gang are looking on fire right now.
It is possibly going the way that you expected, Fane, in that they're playing for something now. They felt as though it didn't really matter that the bracket reset was lost, that they had to fight for this best of 7 series once again. They were just like, oh no, we'll give them one. We'll make them think that they can win, and then they'll make them complacent. We'll draw them in. This is how fishing works. You hook them, and then you reel them in. You beat them at their own game, and it's exactly what they've been doing. It's a scary thing to play against when your opponent figures you out, and you're like, this is all we know how to do. This is how we play, and then it's completely shut out. It's exactly what Rhapsody have been doing. I don't know if it's the Merc. I'm just saying it because I feel like, we need a bit of mystery. We need a bit of something behind the curtain. Just take a peek behind the curtain, see if that is what the difference is. And it has been so far for Rhapsody. We'll see if they can keep it up. Android did score in that game, and we know how perfectly capable they are of scoring at any time. Whenever they want, it's almost on command at times. But they are going to have to do it 4 more times in order to take the grand final. This is a bit awkward for Skies. Kebabs goes up, he misses the touch. It's unlike him. Another miss from Lion Roll. This is something in the water. There's some strange misses early on in this game too.
I think we're really going to see how Android does with pressure, because they're most certainly feeling pressure now at this point. As Kebabs gets a double tap off I'm not even sure. I mean, it's Kebabs. I'm sure he meant to do that, but that looked accidental in my opinion.
Lack of control from Merchant. I mean, at first I was about to say, Kebabs just missed. That's insane. Yeah. Oh wait, no, Kebabs scored. He was just planning a double tap. It wasn't a very flashy double tap. It didn't look calculated, but it went in. That's all that matters. They take the lead in game 2. The great pass here between Virtual and Lion. Badger's just in the right place for where that shot ended up. But Sky is the third man, is up first. Kevin managed to get the 50, misses the second, however. Sky got the boost, passed it back to Lion, but he kicks it over. Kebabs with a free shot. He's going for another double tap. He misses this one. That one looked a bit more calculated, but it didn't work out. And they don't manage to take a 2-goal lead with about 4 minutes left to go.
And Android coming out quick on this second game so far. They're looking like they were missing something the first game of that series, and now they're back on it. Let's see if we can still see some. It's nice to see now that Android and Rhapsody top form, top 2 teams in Major. Really awesome gameplay all the way around. And Sky gets an unfortunate touch there. I'm gonna blame that one on the Merc. That was a Merc touch.
I mean, it's a fantastic link-up play between Kebabs and Kevin up the field. I think Sky was just a little too slow on that back post rotation. Didn't expect the power from Kevin's shot across the bow. Was not in the right position, not in the right mindset to deal with that one. Unfortunately, take a 2-goal deficit now. They're in a position that they know. They've been here before, but they haven't managed to actually come back from more than 2 goals in this series so far, or in the one before either. So this could be the death knell already. Only 2 minutes into the game. This is how Android play. This is what we know they're good at. This midfield control. This terrifying passing just across the front of the box. And more of the same from them. A demo on the last man leaves this completely open for Kevin. They are tearing apart this Rhapsody side in quick fashion. And I don't see a way back for them right now.
I don't see it either. Virtue went for a demo on Kebabs. Kebab missed the demo. And then Android turned around and demoed them to leave a wide open net. 3-0 down. I mean, there's 3 minutes left. I think this is just going to be a back and forth swinger all the way to the end.
A goal a minute at the very minimum. Entirely feasible for this Rhapsody side, but they're going to have to dig deep. Find a way to beat this Android defense once again. This is up to the backboard. Lion has to finish it off. He managed to do so. It was not nearly as secure as he might have hoped, but it was a great play from Sky to kick this straight at the defender, force him to make a mistake, and he did make a mistake. Bringing this back to 2 goals was crucial early on for Rhapsody. Let's see if they can manage to do so 2 more times.
Yeah, still half the game to go. I think they most certainly can do it. They just got to settle down. Both these teams playing such high level as Badger just fakes out too. Oh my goodness.
Badger, you're not allowed to do that. That is breaking the rules. This is wrong. That is dirty, Badger. You can't do that. Not in a grand final.
Badger throwing out the sorry as he's hungry for a chicken sizzler goal for sure.
That makes me angry at this point. You can't do that against the Merc gang. They'll retaliate. You'll see. Rhapsody's going to come back in force. Badger tries to take control of this, kind of messes it up, but he gets another one over Virtue. He's going for the demo. Great play from him to open that up. Yeah. There was no one there to follow. Virtue tries to kick it out, but Kebabs is right there, right in his face. Tries to get one to mid. Sky follows it into the wall. Badger right there once again. This has happened multiple times. It's almost deja vu. They just kick it to the sidewall. There's always an Android player there, but a great play up the field from Virtue. Is it open for Sky? A demo here on the first man defender by Lion, but a double commit from Android keeps it out. Keeps this a 3-goal game. And as each second passes by, it's getting less and less likely for them to come back from this. The offense is always there to scare you as another one goes in. Lion had no boost to deal with this. My mistake, in fact, he had about 60 boost, but he just doesn't read it. Just does not get into position, and they all but call this game.
You think they're going to change the Merc gang? You think the Octane gang is going to come back out or what?
The Vulcan gang.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll change. I think they'll stick to what they've got. They won game 1 off of the back of it, and I think they could bounce back.
They've won so far as they did have the Merc gang. As they get a wonderful shot there from Virtue, right over Badger, not ready for that touch. Lion Rawless just gets a big clear, and Virtue able to take the touch out over Badger's head.
Smooth.
I mean, the Merc gang's cool, but Octane gang is a lot cooler. I'm just gonna say.
They're coming back, friend. They're doing it. That's just the first.
All right.
Only 3 more goals.
Only 3 more with a minute left. It is doable. Most certainly. Sky is able to take this one again. There is a good... Oh, but Sky's got turned around there.
It's free. Virtue. Oh, great save. Great recovery by Kebabs. He was falling off the backboard off the first touch, but a miss from Badger leaves this open for Sky. He's not quite in position to get the shot away. And Badger clears it back up across the field. There's a few chances that have gone waning, like that one. Great 50 between Kevin and Virtue. Sky takes control. Tries to get it past Kebabs, but he takes his time. Takes the mid boost as well. But a free shot. Kebabs is there. Virtue also follows it up, but the bounce wasn't kind, and he could not get anything near the target. There may have been an issue from the Merc, because Virtue only just managed to get this back up to the backboard, but straight down for Badger. Another passing play in between them. Kebabs with a fantastic pinch play just off the side of his car there. And I mean, I feel like this one's over at this point.
It is over, but you have to give it to Rhapsody. I feel like Rhapsody had like definitely three good chances that they could have scored if things went a little bit different. And there's always those things in Rocket League that if you would have just turned a little bit sooner to the left, if you would have just been, made your first decision of where you wanted to go instead of hesitating on it, it could have been a goal. So it's not like Rhapsody's out of this. This is a big win, 2-6. 10 seconds, maybe it'll be 3-6, but the game is most certainly over to the Android side, and it will be 1-1, leading us into the third game of the series.
Hesitation is a killer, or at the very least, a way to concede or miss goals. As it's clearly shown for Rhapsody there, Android taking this very comfortably, putting 6 past their opponents. 2 goals for each player on that side, as well as all 3 of them got a cycle, actually. I think, none of them got 2 cycles, but they all managed to score, assist, and save in that series, and that is just a clear-cut sign of a fantastic team-oriented team, where every player matters, every player has some effect on the outcome of the game. They're all in great positions, they all know how to read one another's plays, and it opens up against a Rhapsody side that are just falling apart at the minute. I don't know if Merc Gang is the answer. I might have to concede that I might have to admit that may not be the difference maker that they hoped it would be, and we'll have to see if they commit to that even more for the rest of the series. And at this point, it's crunch time. You have to win or you lose. That's as simple as it gets.
It's as simple as that for sure. And I hope the Merc Gang, I'm not sure it's going to change, honestly. I think they're going to stick with it. But you have to give it, I mean, both these teams playing their hearts out and playing really well. It's going back and forth all the time. And I would like to see Rhapsody, start to actually hand it back to Android the way Android handed it to Rhapsody.
They have committed to the bit. They are dying with the lie that is hashtag Merc Gang. And I feel like we should give them props for that. We should give them power. Everyone in the chat listening right now, put hashtag Merc Gang if you want Rhapsody to take this series. They are perfectly capable of doing so. They've managed to fight their way to this grand final, and they will not give it up as easily as it might look. But a great demo on the last man by Kevin opens this up, but Badger wasn't quick enough to capitalize upon that, to finish that one off. This remains goalless, just 30 seconds in. Sky back up the field, has a little bit of control, almost gets back to this, but Badger respected that, and so was in a great position to deal with whatever came. Kevin back to the midfield, Virtue's up, he leaves this one for Sky. Badger was ready, he was equal to it, Lion with a straight shot up to the crossbar, just above on the backboard. Not quite the shooting accuracy we've come to expect from the major player of the season or hope for, and as they go back up the field, a free shot for Kevin means this is just more of the same from this fantastic Android side.
Most certainly, and I think that's another one of those chances that Rhapsody had, that they really need to take these chances that they're getting, because they're not getting a lot of them. They need to get the ball on target. Even if it's saved, they need to get the ball on target. They're probably trying to play backboard, trying to get some passing plays going, but at this point, just throw everything you can at the goal, and hopefully something sticks.
I mean, it's a great way to play, to draw out defenders. A fantastic save off the goal line from Kevin. Just about manages to keep the lead there. I think that was Virtue that tried to break the net from that one. Kevin denied him. And it seems like they want to go for these kinds of plays where they draw out the defense by going for the backboard. But at some point, you've got to stop hitting the backboard. You can't just keep hitting it and hope that the net opens up or the ball just falls into the net. One of them has to commit. One of them has to get a shot on target. And if they don't, even if there's no defenders there, even if there's 3 defenders there, then it doesn't matter. If you've got no shots, you've got no goals. It's really quite that simple.
It is quite that simple. And the thing about also just banging it at the net and just having somebody save it, it is almost like hitting it off the backboard, just you're not able to read it quite as easily on the save. But more than likely, it's still getting saved in a manner that somebody else can follow the ball. So if you're wanting to do those passing plays, you still can just fire it at the net and hopefully, either way, you're hoping if you're hitting it off the backboard or you're hitting it in top left corner and somebody saves it.
It draws out a defender. It forces at least one player on the team to be a part of the play to commit. And sometimes that is enough, especially if it's the last man and his team's rotation isn't quite there. But Android's rotation has been nigh on perfect throughout this entire playoff bracket. Playing in the grand final now against the Rhapsody side that hasn't quite shown up to the party yet. They may come alive in these last few games, but they're going to have to do it soon, as Android aren't slowing down for anyone.
And most certainly not, but Rhapsody is also looking on point there. They had a couple passing plays that almost connected there, very close. And again, it's that right there, just banging a ball. Hopefully somebody's going for a shot, but nobody's ever following up the shot is the problem on the Rhapsody side. As that was a great touch from Sky. And again, it's a great pass, but nobody's there for it.
How did Kebabs read that? Kevin go for the flip reset finish, but it doesn't matter as Badge is there to follow it up. I mean, I want to talk about the fact that Kebabs has probably made one of the saves of the season in such a clutch position. It was a perfect touch from Sky to drop it down. There was no power on it, but it was on target. It had to be dealt with, and Kebabs did so. He didn't get a save on the scoreboard for that, but he did in my heart, as Android actually have 5 saves to their name. Rhapsody have been putting shots on target, make no mistake, but it's just not at the right time, as another one's probably going to be finished by Kebabs, but Lion takes it off the goal line. A fantastic save from him to keep his team somewhat in this game as we crossed the 1 minute mark. They're going to have to step up right now, probably get a goal very, very quickly, but a double commit from Rhapsody in the midfield, a miscommunication, positional error, cuts out that offense as they're straight back up the field. Another one from Android. Don't get anything out of it, but Virtue up the field doesn't have the control as Kebabs cuts it out, but Lion straight to the bat ball. Badge of the great pinch back up the field. Virtue is awkward, he has to bat flip for this. But it's just more of the same from Android. They're kicking up the field, they're trusting one another to be in the right place at the right time, and their boost management and pathing has been so fantastic that it just doesn't matter when they get caught out in mid-rotation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say as well. I think the two things that really set apart these teams is Android's passing is just so crisp. It's so crisp, and just like that, their shooting accuracy is so good.
And that right there is the difference. Even if they take a shot, even if they miss, they have someone following up. They have that second man or that third man right there. They have the confidence to trust in one another, to push up, to finish off those plays when they don't quite go their way of first asking. And that's exactly what Rhapsody haven't been doing. They've just been hoping to score off of the very first play. This is flying towards the net. It's going to drop without Kevin being able to get another touch, but a 3-0 lead over Rhapsody. I believe that's 2-1 in the series score now.
Exactly. And I mean, it's starting to get to that point if you're on Rhapsody's side that you got to figure something out and you got to start getting wins. That means in total they've gone 6-1, if that's correct. In games at this point, you have to figure something out. If you're Rhapsody, you have to change something. And what that is really fundamental things, which you can't just change on a fly. You need to be shooting the ball better, and you need to be passing more directly to teammates. So those are not easy things to change. So
well, it is a mentality shift, something that needs to be worked on out of a series, especially not in the very end in the grand final. It's an issue that is difficult to solve. And I mean, at this point, I feel like it should be a substitution. I think they should bring Ismania back in. They should try him out. They played really well when he was on the field for them. And I think at this point, it's just a wild card that they throw into the hat and see how it works out.
I mean, before they do that, they should probably change their card. I don't know. Unless they get the chicken sizzler wrap on it, right? Look, that's the only difference. If you get the Merc with a chicken sizzler wrap and the chicken sizzler wheels, That's all right. But other than that, go back to Octane, guys. We're gonna start off with the fourth
Sky.
game.
Oh, you've killed me, Fane. You've killed me. You're gonna have to carry it on from here on out.
We're gonna see Badger going up here off the sidewall. We are in the fourth game now, and this is starting, like we said, to look really dangerous for this Rhapsody side. They're gonna have to figure something out. As Kebab just slots one in the bottom right corner, they're not quite able to get the save. Lion Rawless does get a good clear there, but just as always, Android is just so much quicker to the ball. No one is able to defend that from Rhapsody's side. Really close goals coming out, but at this point, 20 seconds in, Android showing their dominance. Virtue's
Great kickoff from Rhapsody, but wasn't enough once again to get past the Android defense. To the backboard for Virtue, tries to get a pass out to Lion, but he decides to decommit to that one. Sky takes up the mantle. Kevin right in the midfield, waiting for this, 50'd out. His line's going up. Kabaz was in an awkward position. It was a little slow from Lion to get forward there. Looked like he had a chance to get something out of it, but an unbelievable pinch between two Android players almost flies into the back of the net. I cannot imagine what speed that would have been, but it didn't end up working out. It's going straight back to the backboard and miss from Sky. Almost opens that up for Badger, but Kevin with a free follow-up is up to the crossbar. Sky gets the second touch. Keep it away from Kebabs, waiting in the mid to follow that one up. Decent counter from Rhapsody, but again, they just send one man and then both others have to go and rotate for boost or something.
Yeah, their second man is not staying far enough up the field. I don't know if it's a trust issue. Again, a perfect pass, nobody is there. They have to send their second man. That one almost just slots in with nobody back. And they're almost looking worse, I would say, in this first 2 minutes of this game when they need to figure something out. And what they need to be doing is sending their guys forward. Make sure your third guy's not getting beat, but your second guy's got to be pushing with the first. You have to push together.
It is a team game. The only way to win is together. We are not playing ones here, gentlemen. Sky gets this off the corner. Lion 1v1 with Kabaz, but he doesn't quite have the boost to do much with it. Which, I mean, I feel like I've been saying that every single time Rhapsody goes up the field. It's almost a catchphrase at this point. It's something they really need to sort out. The boost management has not been there. A great kick up the field here. Puts Kevin in an awkward position. It's off the backboard. It's a good play from him to keep this away from any encroaching Rhapsody defender, forcing them to make a better play than they might have thought they had to. Fortunate kick out from Sky. Gets this up the field. Kabaz with a nice touch. Badger with a follow-up is off target. Virtue has to clear it out, but it just feels like every time I see a Rhapsody player, they don't have any boost. But they're always trying to do things with very little in the tank.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, boost management is one of the greatest things you can learn to continue up. Is Kevin just slots this one up, all three in net, and they still aren't able to save it. And I think that just has, again, to do with two guys going for a squishy save, first of all, and not having enough boost.
A total of, I believe, 59 boost across all three of them there when they were all on the goal line. And that, I mean, that just pretty much about sums it up for Rhapsody at the moment. This isn't quite match point. We'll need to go at least one more game for that. But they only won the first game in this series, and they haven't looked like winning any other so far. As Android basically have a stranglehold on this at the moment. Sky trying to get a bump on Badger as the last man. They tried a bit of good offense there. Virtue and Lion kind of collide in the midfield, which means this offense isn't nearly as quick as it needed to be. Android decide. Oh.
And it looks like Rhapsody's trying to get an offense going. They're trying to start pushing, but the question is it too late? You know, Android has such a stranglehold, like you said, on these games. Rhapsody only coming out with one win so far. And I don't know, it's looking pretty tough if you're on the Rhapsody side to come out with a win here, as they are going to do it again, as they're just going up the field with ease, it seems like. Rotations are on point for Android, and I hope Rhapsody gets this one, as they do. Very nice job. As they start pushing together, they do get goals, and this is what they need to do. They need to make sure they're there for these open shots.
That is the Lion Rollers we know and love. The one we wanted to see through that we've been wanting to see it throughout this entire series. Goes up the field all by himself, 50's out the last man defender. Rotation wasn't quite quick enough from Android, and a great finish from Virtue to bring this back to a 1-goal game. They have only 50 seconds left to find another, but if they can get 1, they can get 2. If they can get 2, they can get 3, and they could possibly take this, I believe it's the 4th game in the series, and try and pump some life into their playoff bid. They've got to the grand finals. They've fought their way here, and now they've got to earn another one. Is this going across? This is in for Virtue. They tie it up with 25 seconds left. They found a way past this rotation, and I think Badger was just in no man's land at that point.
Nah, it was a great shot from Virtue. Really awkward there off of his car. I'm not even sure how he got that hit, but they needed it for sure. 2-2. And to go 2-2 in this series would be absolutely gigantic for Rhapsody. They need it at this point. And it seems like they're pressing together now, and they're doing a lot better job on offense, getting shots in. Hopefully this continues. This might go into overtime. 7 seconds left. Goes into the corner. Kevin's going to try to keep it up. He does. Badger is there. He might get a shot on net. Virtue able to cut that one out, and he needed to. Uh-oh, but this might just go back into the half. Badger tries to get a shot on Virtue, just barely able to save it. They almost left that one in the dust.
Virtue losing the kickoff. We are in overtime in game 4. This is tight stuff. All 3 Rhapsody players in the exact same place. They're messing one another up. As Kebabs goes up, he's going to beat Virtue. He's going for the double tap. Badger managed to get the first touch. Across to Kevin. Controls it. That's another, but Virtue 50s him out. Kebabs right there with boost. It's off the backboard. Is he going for another? He gets it! It's on! They take game 4 in an overtime. That was a savage shot from Kebabs.
What? With the speed, too, with the angle. Wow. Really good shot there from Kebabs. A really good fight from Rhapsody as well. I don't know. Seems at this point that Android might just take it. It is 3-1 in this series. Android does need one more game. This is match point. And I don't think we can say Chicken Sizzler enough. We really need Rhapsody to continue the pressure and continue attacking together, because I feel like when they started to do that, they were starting to make goals happen.
I was starting to believe again, Fane. I wanted the Merc gang to succeed. I wanted it to come through, and they almost did. They brought it back. They got the overtime that they wanted, and it just wasn't enough. I mean, I think Badger in the end there was blocking out the third man at the end when Kebabs got that double tap. I mean, I feel like even if there was a defender there to even try and stop it, that would have gone in anyway. And it was a fantastic way to finish off that game. And I hope to see more of that in this next one. Android are on match point after 2 best-of-7s. They swept the 4th one with ease. They're having a little bit more trouble. They are somewhat resurgent Rhapsody here. I mean, they've only took 1 game, but that's more than can be said for a couple of the teams in the major playoffs throughout their Cinderella run. And Rhapsody looking to be the difference maker, the one that got away to beat out this Android side, which are looking stronger and stronger as every single game passes.
And at this point, I mean, we see some fire coming out in chat, guys. I know you guys can't see it, but promise you, these teams are not just playing a game. They are heated. They do want this win, both of them. Badger just slots this one in right off the bat, 10 seconds in. This one's getting heavy. They're still in the Merc. They're still in the Merc.
And Badger coming out with the battle bus. A little bit of disrespect, a little bit of rivalry, a bit of needle coming out from both sides. I mean, it doesn't matter how strong you are in chat, how much of a keyboard warrior you consider yourself to be. If you do not prove it on the field, if you do not make your presence known, intimidate your opponent, push them back into their own half, score the goals that you need, then it does not matter what you say. All that matters is what you do. And right now, Android is proving that time and time again. They are on match point. All they need is one more game, and they will be crowned major grand final champions. as Kebabs is looking to do it early with a great air dribble, but it's cleared out by Sky. Lion Roll, it's a 2v1 situation. Ismania is on his left side. He's going for a squishy save, and he managed to get it. Dunks over Lion without him even having a chance, and it's straight back up the field for Kevin to finish off. This was vicious.
That was huge. That squishy save from Badger. It was a 2v1 situation. He was in no way saving anything that was coming at him, and he squishy saves it and scores off of it. Absolutely amazing.
It seemed a little bit I don't want to say selfish from Lion. I don't know if he knew Ismania was right on his left side. It looked like he was a little bit low on boost, and his options were limited as a result. But you really have to be a team player. You have to trust in your teammates, pass to each other. That's the quickest way past such a quick rotational defense as Android are, especially controlling the midfield as they have been doing.
Well, I know most of these Android players are 1v1 players, so when you're in a 1v1 situation, you're probably not going to beat them out. Badger has a huge save there again, alone by himself in the back, 2v1 situation. He saves it again, and this might just be a goal. I think we're seeing some fire come out from the Android side. We were seeing them before, but now they're just trying to make a statement as Kevin puts this one in. Wow.
Trying to stamp this one back. Kevin doesn't need a teammate. He's just going to read Sky's misplay off the backboard. Lion is in no position, in no boost situation to deal with that one. And it's a 3-0 lead already. Rhapsody have managed to bring it back from a 2-goal deficit, but never a 3-goal deficit. And that almost just falls in as Kebab trusted his backboard. Goalposts can be a keeper's best friend. They were that time. It's an open net again as Kebab's just going for the straight shot. He does, but it's wide right. Almost a pass to Badger, but Ismania was there. He has been subbed in for this potentially last game. A great shot and pass between the two, though. They managed to find one, get one back off of Android. Plenty of time to tie this one up.
Yeah, and Ismania just showing why he should be in this game. That was a great pass over to Lion Rawless. An absolute chicken sizzler of a smoking shot there.
Badger going for the Spider-Man save or the squishy save, whatever you want to call it. Once again, didn't quite work out that time. A little bit too cocky from him. But I think he's earned the right to be as this rolls straight into the back of the net. There is no rotation from Rhapsody. This was just off the kickoff. It was post-kickoff at that point as Lion overcommitted. And just bounces into the left-hand side. Completely throw away that one goal as we're back to a 3-goal deficit for Rhapsody to climb back from.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Rhapsody just to let that one in. Honestly, I mean, they can still do this. There's still half the game left, but I know if you're on Rhapsody's side and you're playing this game, you've lost so many games already, and there's another one that gets slotted in. Just the morale is gone. You know what I mean? At that point, I personally would be a bit tilted.
It just feels like there's no conviction in their touches. It's felt like that for the past few games now, where it's like they're not even in a grand final. It's like they're just in a casual scrim where, you know, the result doesn't matter to them. And I mean, it might not matter to them at this point. They're just playing for fun or for pride or whatever it is. This is all but done unless there's a ridiculous miracle comeback from them. Android are playing to win. They are proving that. They are not. They're leaving everything out on the field, and they're giving no damn about what anyone thinks about how they've played throughout the season, only finishing in 6th. It doesn't matter. Once you get to playoffs, the slate is wiped clean, and they are now cleaning up their plate, finishing their food. And their food right now is Rhapsody, as they're completely chewing their defensive apart. And I mean, there's not much left to say. I mean, it's just going to be it's a Brazil.
It's a Brazil.
2 minutes left to go, 7-1. I don't think Rhapsody are playing Rocket League anymore.
I don't think so either. They know it's over. You know, I'm supposed to be a caster and not supposed to, you know. But when it's 7-1, guys, and 2 minutes left in the final game. Rhapsody has given up at this point, I would say, and Android's just leaving it all on the field. Android has done the impossible. They started out in the losers bracket. They've come through, gone to the grand finals, got a game reset, and are now going to win against Rhapsody, who is also a top tier team. It's amazing what Android has done, honestly.
It appears like it's a completely different team than what we saw in the upper quarterfinals and the upper final itself. To the team we're seeing now, I mean, we have to give all the credit to Android. Like you said, they've just been playing like it's the last game they'll ever play. Everything matters. They're scoring for fun at this point. We're definitely, I'm calling it at this point, we're going to see a double-digit lead for them. I don't know if this is breaking any kind of RSC record. I imagine it is for the playoffs at the very least. But it's just insane to see how unclose this is between two of the best teams in Major. And I don't think anyone in their challenge brackets, I'd have to go and check. I don't think anyone predicted Android to win this one, and certainly not in this fashion.
No, I mean Android has proven themselves. They're making a statement in this game and every game that they've played, and they deserve it. Honestly, they deserve the win. Again, this is a team that came back. They were in 12th place. They got remade the team, moved into playoffs, and are now going to be the major champions. So hats off to them for sure.
Android, the highest they got in league play was 5th, and they managed to hold on to that since week 9 as they put another one away here. They were all the way back in 12th, like you said, halfway through the season in week 6, and they managed to claw their way back into playoffs, and they took massive advantage of that, fighting all the way to the grand final, a 10-1 lead in the last game in a bracket reset, 2 best-of-7 series, which they almost took in just 8 games in sweeps. They managed to do it in 7 games this time around, but there's just no other way to put it. Android are your major major tier grand finalists, winners of the entire league in their respective tier, and I mean, congratulations to them. They played phenomenally well.
Congratulations to them for sure, and it's quite amazing, just all the way around. This whole major tier, all the way up from beginning to end, just how close all of these teams were, and it came to the last few weeks of who could be in it, and I think all teams have played really, really well in the major tier. I think that it was such a close tier, close bracket all the way around, um, with teams going up and down, and it's really amazing to see also the just how much people have improved in major. Just playing. It seems like major as a whole improved its gameplay a lot from the beginning to end. So it's really cool to see, and super excited for this Android team.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at some of the matches that I've casted and watched tonight on the stream, I would have easily mistaken them for some elite tier matchups as well. The back and forth, the high score lines, the connections that some of these players make, the passing plays and the reads and the positioning and all of that, the boost stealing. It would be so easy to confuse them for elite players. And I mean, a lot of these players, especially, I think everyone on Android has actually played at some point in elite, and it clearly shows here they are way above their tier at the moment, and they've proven it substantially over every other team or every other team they've had to face, and they've had to face 5 of them throughout this entire playoff run. So very well done to them. And we do, of course, have the grand finalists, the champions of the major tier here in the booth tonight, Android number 16. How are you boys feeling about that brilliant run?
Badger, you're speaking, bro.
Why am I speaking?
Allemaal.
Nah, mate. I think we had a pretty good run. Like, even we joined the team when we were 12th, and we managed to get all the way up to 5th. Even like this week, we were 1 win off getting 2nd place. But yeah, free bracket run for us, pretty much.
Almost
Why you like
speechless.
Why you like this? Oh my!
Um,
We love Fang. We love Fang.
Yeah, I love you guys
yeah,
too.
we love
Super
you.
excited
Same
for
bet
you
you.
guys. And I really am super excited for you guys. And I believed in you from the start, honestly. And I'm just so excited to see how dominant you were in this finals. You really, I mean, you had the Cinderella story, right? So it's really cool, not just because GM things, but I'm super excited for you guys personally. Just how awesome it's seen for me to see your guys' gameplay and how well you guys have performed.
So, in that last series, I mean, did you expect? You knew that you had to get a bracket reset. You knew that you'd pretty much stomped every single one of the competitions that you came up against before that. Did you feel like it was going to be a lot more tough having to win at the very least 8 games,
No,
potentially
not at all.
on the bounce?
No, not at all. We knew from the start it was just a better team. We just built different. No, seriously, all we had to do is just not mess up
Throw.
and just yeah, exactly, just not
Yeah,
throw.
just keep the
It would
mentality
just
up
be an easy run.
after. I keep the mentality up as well after like long
Yeah,
playing
Dad was a
Rocket
mentality
League.
warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Full
so
on.
Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
You guys played like 5. What was it? 5 series, 6 series
Yeah,
all
something
together.
like that.
3
It's not
BO5s
bad,
and 2 BO7s, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's insane. That's a lot of Rocket League, and it doesn't matter if you're the best team or the worst team. To play that long and to play at a level that you're consistent is really difficult.
It was definitely hard, but still, we got lucky that we like kind of swept the teams or got like really quick through them, so you had a lot of time
Off
between
time.
them, so
Yeah.
that helped a lot as well.
Yeah, that'd have been rough with overtime after overtime after overtime. That'd have been a long series of Rocket League.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
I'm
I mean-
super excited for
Oh,
you
go
guys
ahead.
for sure. Oh, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
I mean, just the confidence that you exude. I mean, clearly you had it in your heart from the start. You had absolutely no doubt in your mind that you were going to take the whole thing, and you did it emphatically. I mean, I feel like that was a massive part of why you won. That you left everything out on the field. You had no doubt. You played as though you'd already won, and it just exuded confidence to yourself. And I think that affects your opponents as well. When you're just throwing everything at them, you have no fear, and that makes them fearful as a result.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of expecting to like make it far, obviously, since we're just we know who we are, we know how we
Built
play.
different, man.
We
Just built
and we're just having fun as well. Like through the whole series and all the series, we just had a lot of fun. So that's also what has kept us up, probably.
I mean, it didn't seem like a casual, jovial atmosphere. It seemed all business. You realize you won the last game, like, what, 10, 11-1? You had zero mercy, and I mean, at that point, they weren't really playing, but the fact was, you kept scoring, you kept going for it. Every single second of the game, you pushed, you attacked, and that scares people, that terrifies people into their own defense. And even when it was a tight series, more like in a tight game, for example, in a low-scoring game, you still went for it every single time, and that gave you so much room to work with. And your boost stealing, your disruption play, your link ups with your passing, your positioning, just everything clicked today, and you played your hearts out. Congratulations to you! You've done so very well in the major tier, and I'm worried about having to play you in elite next season. To be honest,
You already played me, so
I did indeed, and you double tapped on me, and I wasn't
peek
happy
on your
about that.
ass.
But it's not going to happen again. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
No, good job, guys, and super proud of you. I'm really excited for you guys, and hope you guys stick around in RSC. Hope to see you next season, and obviously stay in Bionic because why wouldn't?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, what's up?
Love you, Muggy.
Yeah, Moggy real MVP. Moggy real
Muggy
MVP.
MVP,
Okay.
MVP.
All right,
Well-
guys. Well, again, congratulations. You guys are the major final champions. Great job, Cinderella story, and super excited all the way around. And one last question: how do you guys feel about chicken sizzlers?
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, so don't ask me.
You guys
Just say it a bunch of times. It's fine.
chicken sizzlers. Do you guys like chicken sizzlers, or do you not?
I don't know, Bob just thought so he eats a lot.
Yeah,
but he
that's
doesn't.
Mommy! Hello!
Yeah,
You gotta come back
He was
today.
basically eating
Fucking
during all
more,
of
you-
our best of fives.
Oh my.
See, Wizcasters really like chicken sizzlers, and we feel like you should like them as well. Everyone should like them, but at this point,
Yeah, I think if you put like a badger and kebabs and Kevin together, it would make a chicken sizzler. That's what I think.
Well, this has took a strange turn, so
Yeah.
I'm going to re-roll this train before we go any further. It's been a pleasure to have you in the booth. We love the way you play, and we love to see you completely defy all expectations, destroy every single person's challenge predictions, and it's been great having you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening for how level on goes.
Cheers.
Yeah, have a great night, guys. And to all RSC, have a wonderful evening. We're going to be here, tomorrow, right? We got more games to be played. Elite is tomorrow.
It is indeed the big one.
The big one, for sure. Again, lots of Rocket League to be played. Upsets, maybe even more Cinderella stories. You never know. It's been great, honestly. Vector, it's really fun casting with you, man. I really enjoy it. And I'm excited to see you guys around for tomorrow. And we even have challengers and minors to play. I mean, we have so much Rocket League.
So much Rocket League. So much left to go. RC is not done yet.
Not by a
quite.
long shot. Evening, and stick around to see some more tomorrow.